Check, 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 check. I think we're live.
We're live.
This is some underground shit right here. Yo, welcome. What's up, Prodak?
Man, we in the building. You know what I mean? Underground hip hop block, the home of underground hip hop. Today, we got a special guest today. A person we talk about here every show, bro. You know what I mean? Another one of those artists that we talk about.
Well, it's not even about that though. It's just his name gets brought up in conversations.
Yeah, as being one of the
more and more and more. Like honestly, I've known Hazerd for I think over 10 years now. I've heard of his brand and shit, and we all have that road. As an artist, Hazerd understands the real underground grind.
So let me ask you.
It never stops.
Let me ask you when you first saw him.
Like I could say Hazerd is an expert in the underground hip hop game.
You feel me?
Well, shit.
You know what
Thank
I mean?
y'all, fellas.
Mike dropping out. That was the intro right there. Yeah.
That's an intro and a half, man.
Hey.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
I don't know if Hazerd is mainstream or shit, because now he's getting all this fucking radio play. He's getting fucking
all this backing cookies, vibes.
He's a TikTok celebrity.
He a big dog now, fool. He for sure a big dog now, Hazerd, dog.
But you have to earn positions like that, right, Hazerd? It just doesn't come overnight, bro.
I mean, what's the saying? Like, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success or whatever it is. I think I've been kind of crafting and building, I guess you could say, exactly what my brand is, right? Like, me as a person, I've been me, right? I think when you're making music, it is a creative process. And for me, the difficulty I had for a long time with like finding my brand or whatever the case was that sounded fake to me. I was like, bro, I'm just gonna be a real person. Like, how could I be a brand, right? And then I had to kind of realize that was the brand itself. Right,
the artist, the person,
just being authentic.
Yeah,
me, that was the brand.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, well, you know, how do I convey that to my fan base to make them buy in? And you know, we started a series like about 5.5 years ago now, called 40 Ounce Fridays. I was dropping a verse every single week. I think when we started, I might have had like, 600 or 700 followers on IG. Like, nobody was really checking for my stuff.
We were very familiar.
Victor Armando knew what I was doing.
I think we knew about it like the first or second week.
Yeah, you guys right away. But you guys have been following me since before that.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, we had known each other since before that. But like at large, I didn't have anybody really checking for what I was doing. And then I just kind of kept at it. And I think the big blessing was that like COVID happened right in the like almost towards the end of the first year of us like being at a year of doing it. We were gonna wrap it at a year, and then everything was shut down. So I just kept dropping the verses from my pad, and people were rocking with them.
They were tapping in, bro.
And then after that, we just kind of kept pushing at it, and then had some viral stuff on TikTok, and that was what really kind of switched things for me for sure. But with that said, like what I learned to kind of hang my hat on was that consistency, and it's definitely like a character trait, right? Like I'm the type of person to really kind of go all in and push everything I have, towards whatever I do. So, that's where that mindset comes from, right? To keep dropping every week. It's like, at this
consistency.
Point, well, at this point, I feel like I got people dependent on me, right?
Right, but I believe you're wearing a different cape. Everyone has capes and shit, different kind of hero capes and shit. But like, you're a content curator now. Like, you are a TikToker. I've never even fucking met a TikToker. Now I know of one. You know what I'm saying? I've personally never even had a TikTok, so I'm very unfamiliar with that world.
Yeah.
But I know it caters to the youth, right?
So everybody's on there. I mean, I've got like a few 100,000 followers over there, and what I can say is that my fan base, or like the people that follow me like on Instagram, definitely shop with me more.
Right.
I have way less followers on IG, but they spend money. They spend a lot more money with me.
Merch
but
and all that other
with
stuff.
because with TikTok, the thing is, so with TikTok, the way they do it is they try to push new accounts. I think from what I've read, your first like 5 or 6 posts, TikTok will try to boost them a little bit and see if people like what you're doing. I happen to my 3rd or 4th post that I put up happened to be like my most viral video to this day, right?
And it was you freestyling.
It was me just rapping blackout drunk in my boy's living room. And it was an old video. I had put it on Facebook like years before that. It was videos from like 2016, 2017.
Am I tripping or did I see Snoop Dogg share you one time?
Snoop Dogg, let me see. I know one time this was like 2013, 2014, somewhere in there. He used to have this show called Snoop Dogg's Underground Heat.
Yeah.
It was like a video countdown. And I remember we got to number 1 on that. I had this song called Modern Day Slavery, and it was like about immigration reform and whatnot.
And it was number 1 on Snoop's
Snoop Dogg's Underground Heat. I think we did like we were on the show for like 4 or 5 weeks. We went up every week. We started like number 7.
So he started watching. He was watching for sure.
We ended up at 1. Well, it was funny because I was chopping it up with him. Maybe like chopping it with Snoop maybe like about 2.5 months ago, and I was telling him like about
recent.
that. I was telling him about that. I was over there at his wife's. His wife got the booty club right there in downtown.
Okay.
The Players Club. So I was over there chopping it up with Snoop, and I was telling him about that. And he's like, what's so crazy, man? I was just talking to my boy. We want to bring that back. He's like, that's crazy. We were like, Snoop's a real cool dude. He's very. The one thing I say about Snoop is the guy that you see on TV, like that real cool character, it's not really a character. It's just him. Like that's really
just his normal.
That's really how he's really just chilling on some player shit.
Normal self.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really him, bro. So like.
Does Snoop still smoke weed? You guys?
Like a motherfucker. But I had him. Shout out to my guys at Street Kings. I had him.
Was this fool smoking weed in the fucking Olympics? I don't remember seeing him.
Oh yeah,
weed
I
out
don't
there.
think he.
I don't think he's smoking no weed over there.
Right? I heard he was getting paid like $400K a day just to be out there. That's fucking bro.
I thought he was participating
bless.
at one point. He was at
Bro,
every.
imagine those
bless.
checks, bro. Just to be
God
a
bless.
face and represent.
What I love about that is you have somebody who's definitely foundational in the culture on the West Coast, right? Snoop's one of those ones. You're gonna go King T, you're gonna go Ice T, you're gonna say NWA.
Yeah, he's like,
and then you gotta say Snoop.
You have
right?
Yeah.
to say Snoop Dogg, bro.
So if you think about that, if he's
He's
one
on
of
that Mount Rushmore.
I was
for
gonna
sure.
say if he's one of the forefathers, one of the godfathers of the culture on the West Coast, for him to be at the Olympics is like a worldwide recognition of the hip hop culture.
has Snoop ever broke breakdance though? Do you think he ever like
Think Snoop got the moves? That's
pop
what
the
you
lock and shit?
I mean, we've seen him shuffle and do a little crip walk.
Little crip walk. Yeah, remember
We've
those
seen him
days?
shuffle and do a crip
He
walk.
used to do a little, you know what I'm saying?
He did a,
jiggy.
you know, he'll do a little. He did a crip walk at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was some player.
You feel
That was
me?
player as hell.
No, but when Snoop was shouting you out on his on that show, the underground show, was it during the 40-ounce Fridays?
Nah, this
Right.
was years
It was
ago.
years prior,
This was
right?
Years ago. Like
Yeah.
I've been at like that. That goes to what you're talking about. I've been at it for a minute, and it's funny because I always look at that at that time. Kind of, it's interesting because like a lot of rappers gotta, I guess, either like exaggerate or lie about their past or whatever. That's the stereotype, right? Like, oh, rappers be lying, or
Studio rappers and shit like
make
that.
it a studio gangsters or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So my thing is, when I came home, I was on high control parole, and my parole officer was like, I will violate you for a rap lyric. Like he told me this is a long time. Like all the stuff I see now in the news, like I just trip out because I was dealing with that in 2012. I was on parole 2013, 2014, 2015, and the
Hold on, your PO, fool. When you came out of jail, your PO
Was like-
told you.
told me, yeah,
he
he'll
said
violate
you
me.
can't rap about violent gangs, certain stuff.
yeah, certain stuff, yeah. If I
What
hear this,
the
if I hear this, if
fuck?
I hear this, yeah, absolutely, I'll take that as.
How did that make you like? What the direction that you started?
Well, so I mean, I wanted to make the music, and I knew that I was decently informed about current events and the state of certain stuff. So I was like, kind of leaned into making more political records. And
Hence that track you talking
I had
about.
the Modern Day Slavery. I had another joint. I had another joint called Start a Riot. Start a Riot had done like
Started right.
some
Yeah.
baby numbers. They done okay. Like I had like, you know, for a while there was a while where if I went to like any like local rap show or whatever, if I came in, like it'd be like, yo, it's Mr. Start a Riot. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
it was like a little like a cool little like a song that I did a you know, probably a good year and a half's worth of shows off that record, you know. But that being said, it was interesting because it wasn't like fully me. I wasn't able to really talk my shit, is I guess the best way to put it, right? And I had kind of like played with the idea of stopping making music and all of that. And then I kind of eventually ended up at a place where I was like, you know, starting to get back to it because of my boy Urban. Shouts out my boy Urban of all angles. He was the one that really pushed me back to it. That's how we started 40 ounce, you know. And then here we are 5.5 years later.
5.5 years later, yeah.
Blink,
But what's
blink and
special
you miss
about
it.
it, but I want to point this out, though. What's special about it, but there's a certain pocket of influencers that put their phone or their camera on a tripod and film themselves. Like, it's a certain style of content.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a music video.
Right.
It's you being at your environment with the microphone
Yeah.
and being consistent with a segment that you're just constantly doing. I remember a kid named Cryptic Wisdom. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but he was one of the first dudes that kind of like took that concept, like, hey, fuck, you know, music videos ain't working, shows ain't working. How about I just film myself in the studio, put a microphone in front of me, and just release dope shit? And he had that same angle, right? Same angle. Every fucking show, every episode, that same angle, but he went viral on Facebook. At the time, he was a Facebook head. You know, like 10 years ago, Facebook was huge, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then years later, I stumble upon 40 Ounce Fridays. I'm just like, damn, this shit's dope. Because it's the same angle, right? Almost. In the beginning.
Every week you're saying basically?
Yeah.
Like so it's morphed over time.
It did morph, but I remember
yeah.
in the beginning stages, it was always the same room or the same props.
It was.
You were in the
Same
studio a lot
backgrounds
of the
in the
times.
studio.
Yeah.
And
Where
it
you
was
get the
gravitating. It was gravitating because I allowed the words to paint pictures in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that being said, that like if I were you, I would have probably been thinking to myself, like, I'm starting something. Like, it's buzzing. I'm getting more views. I need to start doing this consistently. Because was it a plan to just do it consistently?
Yes. I know when I first started it, I thought to myself, like, man, if I could run this up, like, until people really pay attention, I could probably make some hay here. Because I saw people's reaction to it, and it was just, what it was a small demographic of people. But I was like, everybody that comes across this is like instantly hooked. Like, they hit me, and
Yeah.
it was at the time, I remember, this is how long we've been doing it for. Game of Thrones was on. And people would be like, yo, bro, like, never mind Game of Thrones. I'm waiting every week for 40 Ounce, right? And so that was when I knew that I had people that were like counting on the release of this, right? Just for their entertainment. It's not that deep. It's just something for them to enjoy. But at the same time, I had that small group of people, and I was like, I think if I could expand this, I'm onto something. I just got to keep doing it.
But let's go with the foundation of the whole segment. Are you actually drinking? Are these 40s?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was part of this
So basically I just thought of the, like, I'm decent with coming up with clever names for stuff, but I was like, what it was based off the other video, the one that went crazy for me, where I'm like, I was blackout in my boy Danny Zico's apartment, his old place.
Oh,
And,
I remember this.
and
one.
and that thing went crazy for me on TikTok a couple times.
Drunken rap style.
So so that went crazy.
fire.
That was what caused all the virality.
right.
Yes.
But when that went viral, we had already been doing 40 Ounce for like 3 years. The thing was, when I started 40 Ounce, that video had done maybe like 15,000 for me over on my personal Facebook page. And so I said, remember that one video I put up on Facebook that one time of me? I'm like all blitzed rapping. What if we did that every week? I'll grab like a 40 of Mickey's and we'll call it 40 ounce Fridays, and it'll be like an idea to like the throwback when like bars were important in rap, right? And so my thing was, instead of complaining about the whack shit that people support, I decided that I was gonna be the dope shit I wanted to see, right? Like that was literally it. I was like, I'm done complaining about all these, and it goes to the conversation we're having off camera, right? I don't care about where anybody wants to, put me at with respects to conversations about top 5s or 10s or whatever. For me, like, I'm busy making the music that I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm busy doing the rap shit that I want to do, and instead of complaining about a problem that doesn't really have a solution. Like, if I think that something's whack, right, but there's a 17-year-old kid doing a fucking TikTok dance to it and they really like doing that, there's nothing I can say to them that's going to make them think that that shit's whack. Vice versa. I could put out the most like gem of a hip hop song that I've ever made, and it's probably going to miss with that same kid. That kid going to be like, get that old ass shit out of here. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. That's not for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Like, music is a subjective thing anyways. The way I look at it is, there's a certain standard I have for myself.
Right.
And I'm going to try to meet that standard that's in my head every time I go out. I want to be witty. I want to have the double, triple, quadruple entendres. I want to have the punchline that you go back and rewind it. You got to listen again. And, what did he say? Stop that. Bring that back. You know what I'm saying? That's important to me. I want to say that little slick shit that makes people just kind of grin. You know what I'm saying? That's important to me. So I do that. You know, I'm busy being a representation of what I want to see, of what I enjoy about the music shit. And that's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm too busy doing that. You know what I'm saying? To give a fuck about anything else.
So here, let me ask you this. Do you see yourself, or who you see yourself working with as far as these young artists that are coming up right now? Because you're over there with LA Icon, with the Gaslight Boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the crew. That's just dope. I've been tuning in.
Appreciate you.
You guys promote a lot of up-and-coming young artists, Peso. You got a couple of guys, Drex the Joint. These are young guys, bro. I'm not sure they're even 19, 18 years old yet sometimes, right. You know what I mean? And do you see yourself working with these names, with these people, as far as like your music mixed with theirs?
I mean, I did a joint with Rowdy, right? We got the record.
Rowdy Rags?
I did the joint with Rowdy Rags. We got the Back It Up record, right? I just dropped one with the homie, Young Scar. He's out of Oxnard. He's out the 805. And I think that record stands up. Did something with Rowdy. I was talking to his people, him and his
Rowdy's
people.
a spitter, fool.
Rowdy can rap.
Can rap.
So I was talking to his whole team because they got Drex over there too. So I had been I was chopping up with Drex one night at a show, and Ocho. He's kind of the guy running the show over there. And I had told Ocho, like, what's cracking? Let me get in with the youngster. And he was like, yeah, I'm with it. My thing with that, bro, if any of these rappers that are coming up right now, if they want to hop on a record or whatever, like, I'm with it, bro. My thing is, I'm gonna bring my A game every time.
You know, I'll rap these fools every time.
I'm gonna bring my thing is. I mean, it's subjective, but what I am gonna say is, I'm gonna make sure I bring my A game. You know what I mean? And that matters to me. Like, I'm trying to rap good. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll work with anybody as long as as long as I can see that their music's coming from, even if it's a different place than me, if it's an honest place. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm listening to their music and I listen, and maybe stylistically we got something slightly different or whatever, right? But like, I can hear the honesty in whatever they're saying. Like, if I feel it, like, I'll rock with a lot of artists.
I'm not too sure if there's already some shit out there.
Yeah.
But I want to hear some of you and the Yodis, fool.
We did the hip hop is not dead cipher. That was me, the Yodis. That was Young Gritty, and that was my boy Scheme. He put the whole shit together. Scheme put the whole thing together. Yeah, so Scheme,
But like
me,
a
the
dope
Yodis,
ass man. We need to hear something.
Young Gritty.
Shout out to Young Gritty.
Yeah, man, that was fun. That shooting that video was a great experience. We had a great time, man. Those dudes are all dope, and yeah, I got to get like an official one with the Yodis for sure.
Yeah, man.
I was just over there for their show. They had a show right here at the Regent.
Yeah, it was sold out. I heard,
bro. That shit was dope, dog. That shit was dope. The set, I had a lot of respect for the set they put together, the actual physical set. Like they put up it was dope.
Show, yo.
It was really dope.
You know what? It's not the first time we hear this, Mondo. Like everybody that talks about that, the Yodis in the Regent.
Yeah.
It's, bro. It was a show. It was sold out.
It was
a hard night because I think it was like a Mexican independence. Or
it was Mexican independence. You had Canelo fight.
Yeah, there you go.
You had the UFC fight. The big UFC shit, and then you had Canelo fighting, and I mean they brought some people out. Man. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Yodis, man.
They brought some people out, and the way they did their set was dope because their I think their project was called La La Land. And so, like, the set was like, it was like the Hollywood Hills. And then instead of the Hollywood sign, it said La La Land, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then they had a fucking, like an alien, like a big old UFO on the side. They had lowrider bikes on stage. Then these fools came out and did, like, a costume change. They did their shit, bro. Like, I was very impressed. Because that wasn't the first, like, show that I'd done with them. We did like a little co-headlining joint in K-Town maybe like about a year ago. And that one was more of like just kind of like a club show. You know what I'm saying? We kind of had the cannabis brands outside, whatever, and kind of just a quick little LA club show type thing. But to see where they went from that show to what I saw at the Regent, it was just dope, dog. Like I said, they got a whole costume change. They got the whole they're bringing people into their world, like talking about having a brand, right? Like when you're watching the Yodis perform, they're bringing you in and showing you what exactly Coyote for Hire is, right?
Yeah.
So it's a whole experience. I'm big on that. Like to me, a lot of people throw the word MC around, master of ceremonies or whatever the case is, and it's like they ain't MCing shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers get on stage and they grab their nuts and they rap over a 2-track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it wears with the Yodis to see them take that craft so serious, like, is dope to me. Because there's a lot of lyricists that I love their music, and then I've seen them live and it's disappointing. I ain't gonna say nobody, but I have some lyricists.
We know about that.
Dude, Hazerd already knows
that I really
is.
respect. So it's just kind of dope. It's dope when you see somebody that's like good at that shit. Good at that aspect of the craft. I got a lot of respect for I mean, hell, the Yodis were on One of the Nightmares like 2 years ago. Yeah. Even watching where they went from there to at the Regent, like they're
Dog, I think we positioned them for the first time.
Polished.
You know, when they were in the office, I had asked them, "Hey, have you guys ever performed in front of like a predominantly Chicano rap audience?" Yeah. And they were like, against it, bro. They're like, nah, like, book us for those Griselda joints and shit. And then, you know, we put them on the Flea Lord show, you know what I'm saying? Like us and Coyote, we go way back. You know, I was booking them for shows, you know, when we were just, you know, when they were just grinding.
Yeah.
But I feel ever since we put them on that Conejo show, something changed for them. They realized that, hey, there is a market out there of cats that we might not necessarily want to cater to, but it's not even up to them. It's just the music itself and their raza and their Mexican.
Who it's connecting to. Yeah, I mean, what I rock with them is the.
If you know what I mean, Hazerd.
Yeah, but
because you know, Conejo has a niche audience. It's a certain fucking crowd, a fan base. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think with them, what I rock with more than anything else is, again, like they're coming from an honest place. I listen to what they say, and I can tell they're flipping it from the gut. So shouts out to the Yodis.
They're brothers.
Shouts out to the Yodis.
They're entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
They're sick barbers, right? And now they're branded. They're fully branded. Dude, they dropped that Shaquille O'Neal music video, which was super fucking
Huge
dope.
look. They got,
right?
They got.
And they actually
Mario
made Shaq
Lopez
rap,
in the
right?
music video. They got. He got off actually. I thought that was dope. That Shaq verse on that first one they did with him was so nuts. I thought that like
Yo, Shaq, the rapper.
And of
Oh
course,
my
when you're
God.
headlining a theater like the Regent,
Yeah.
you know, they were fortunate enough to work with Sean Healy, and they hosted a great event, right?
I think that the Yodis did their shit with that. It was just dope, you know, and yeah, it was just dope. They did their shit with that one.
Like, not a lot of groups put out sets like that,
Yeah, it was
headlining shows. It's like,
Super dope.
That's what I'm saying. It feels good
it's different.
that this kind of hip hop, bro, is touching the youth today.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The market, these youngsters, fool, these Edgars, Mondo. They bump underground hip hop too, Mondo. You know what I mean? How you like that one right there?
Well,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
Coyote,
Hey.
they're not Edgar rappers.
But the fan base, though, those kids that
Do you-
like
do you
that
know-
music, they're all spectrum.
Do you know what
of
Hazard? Do you know what an Edgar rapper is?
I mean, yeah, there's
Oh,
gonna be
shit.
like a, there's gonna be like a.
This is gonna go viral right here.
The peso and the fucking
You think Peso's an Edgar?
absolutely, bro.
think so?
Him, Lefty. Who
Peso,
else?
I think Peso's a little different, bro. Peso,
think so?
Peso got bars, man.
Shout out to my boy Swifty Blue. I think he birthed a lot of these Edgar rappers. I'm just gonna say it like that. You know what I mean? That's like
With
the ultimate Edgar.
in my opinion, with Peso, like when I listen to him, I hear certain influences. But I think he was talking about like Mobb Deep being one of his favorite groups, and I can hear it. He's got internal rhyme schemes. Like, I mean, I listen. Like, I actually, if I like something, I listen. And like, from what I heard from him, like the way he's putting certain words together, that's like he's not an ABC rapper. You know what I'm saying? I think that I think he can get to a place because he's still young. Right?
Look at all those Edgars
I
that
think
are
he can get to a place where he's gonna be a real fucking problem.
all those Edgars that are
problem.
breaking into the 7-Elevens. They listen to peso. Bet you that. Dog.
Okay, that might be his fan base. I see what you're saying, but I mean, like, I'm thinking it's like a negative connotation to the quality of the music, and in my opinion, out of his age bracket, I think he's one of the nicest.
You're right. Like when he's actually thinking about lyrics and
He's one of the nicest.
storytelling.
in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a couple of his tracks where the way he delivers the flow is next level, bro. You're expecting a grown ass man to be doing that shit, and it's a kid, bro.
Man, I just wish I could get into it, bro. Like, I listen to shit like that, and I just have to turn it off within 15 seconds
I think
because
it's-
I'm 40 years old.
I was
I have
gonna
a
say
different
that.
blanket of hip hop that I grew up with and fucking listened to. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Hazard can't listen through a whole fucking peso record, every day. I don't know. Like, can you?
Yeah. I
Okay.
can. But
How about a Lefty Gunplay record?
I haven't to be completely real with the Lefty shit. I get this all the time, and everybody's like, "Yo, Lefty," and I'm like, "Look, man, what I say about Lefty is that's a dude that came home. We're talking about a dude that comes from where he comes from. Did time in the shoe, did his time in prison. He comes home and he hits the ground running. For better, for worse, whatever. People tuned in. He has at the very least, he's got a magnetic personality. Like, people want to hear the dude talk. So if that gentleman is making records, no, for real, right? If he's making records and saying wild shit in interviews instead of being on some hood shit, like, I think that's a net positive.
Absolutely.
So for me, like, let me see. There's a record I heard. I think it was like him and I think maybe Drummer Boy. It was a record I was like, oh, that's kind of smooth. You know what I'm saying? I just think that like what I do as far as music
It's
goes,
way different than
It's
what that guy
just
does.
so much
God.
different. No, but it's just so much different. Nah, it's not even like that. But it's just so much.
Every
it's just
feature
different. It's just
that
different.
Lefty is on, he gets eaten on, bro. Every feature.
I haven't.
There's not one track where Lefty
I've never
Gunplay.
met the kid. I never met the kid. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope his career flourishes. Just, of course, I'm cut of a different side of hip hop, you know, I grew up listening to Gangstar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that
There's
being
levels
said,
in his rap
but
shit,
that being
Hazerd.
said, I could probably put my money that he can't get into a rap contest and win like how fucking Hazard did.
Come on,
one time. I was a
Hazerd.
judge,
Don't
Look,
ever
so
do
I
that.
Was, so I would look. This is what I would say. Is like I came up in the era of
battling,
yeah,
Cutthroat
competition,
rap, fool.
of competition in rap. So
Tomatoes thrown
it's-
into these whack fools.
Yo,
You know what I'm
years
talking
ago,
about?
years ago, I was the homie Selassie booked me for like rap contests. I was judged. I'd fucking judge a whole bunch of these things. And one time I fucking saw Hazard there. And I was like, oh hell no. I was like, I already knew, dog. I already knew from the
Yeah.
beginning. I was like, I'm being forced to fucking vote for this guy because I'm sure you noticed Hazard. Everyone was there was fucking trash. You know what I'm saying?
there was a couple all right though. And what I would say, look, what I would say more than anything for me is I come from that era.
Yeah, where
Of it didn't.
Let me
there
finish
was
the
no
story,
such
though.
thing as I'm not a battle rapper.
Let me finish the story. There was 10 rounds or 15 rounds. Hazard got to the final round and he fucking murked it and took the money and ran, bro. Like, and it was effortless to this fool, though. And-
That's
but
what
that's the
I'm
thing.
talking about.
But that was the crazy thing about
That's what it took
doing
to
the
be a
rap
rapper
contest.
right there,
Because
though.
Hazard just did
You know what I'm
his
saying?
thing. You know what I'm saying?
I think that
That's what it took, Hazard. In those days, bro, that's what it took to be here today. You get what I'm saying? And these kids,
Can
fool,
Peso go into the rap contest and fucking win a rap
I
contest?
have no idea to be real
Am
with
I
you,
right?
but I would say this though too. In fairness to
I
him,
love your honesty, by the way.
Yeah, I just have no idea with him because, but he's beyond that. Like he's already doing
Yeah,
way
yeah,
better
he don't
than
need to
having
do
it.
no-
Yeah, he don't need
yeah,
to do no
for
fucking
sure.
contest. So
100%.
if anything, he got to, you know, through him doing what he's done, he leapfrogged any of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying Peso, right? But a lot of these young artists, bro, go viral before you even hear a single bar from them. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's where to me it's like the one thing I'm really grateful for. I've said this consistently is like the videos that got the most views for me, like on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever. Right? We've done millions a couple times.
Millions.
And yeah, so we did like we done millions a couple times.
Yeah.
So that
Real
being said,
rap, though, you know what I'm
but
saying?
it's me rapping.
Yeah,
right. And
fool,
so
bar
so
it out.
the,
You're not
Shit.
wearing fucking gold chains or anything,
no,
right?
so it's me. But even if I was, as long as I'm rapping, like my thing is, I don't want to. I'm not trying to, like, I don't have a single video that's like crazy viral of me walking and I trip and I fall and I bust my ass. Like,
And you
that's
fucking go viral because of
and I
that.
go viral because of that, right? So every like video that I've had that's done numbers is me rapping. So what I'm grateful for is that's what people know me for, right? Like, hey, you're that fool that rapped on it, yeah. So I fuck with that. Like I could hang my hat on that. I could live with that. I could be proud of that. I could be happy with that. Is that I'm known for my craft. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for that, right? But yeah, man, it's like at the same time, what I can say is it's not necessarily like views does not always equal money. I think that's
You're not in it to chase the money.
I mean,
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
you know,
the money's gonna have to chase you. The money chases you.
my thing is like,
Or you're not doing it for the views.
nah, I'm just trying to make the best shit possible. And if a lot of people watch it, cool. You know what I'm saying? But the way I look at it is I've really started carving and cultivating my fan base. So if I feed them and they're happy, I'm good, bro. You know what I mean? Like those are the people that I can't I can't be bothered worrying about like who don't like me. I'm way too focused making shit for the people that do rock with me.
My thing is that some of these people have control of a platform and they mediate who people should like I'm gonna say it. The homie LA Icon dropped the Hot Right Now list. I really think that's a biased list to his liking, to him. You know what I mean? Because that's just the artist that he probably promotes or he works with or whatever, yada, yada, yada. I thought you should have been on the list. I thought Brownsville and Zapata the Go should have
Yeah,
been on the
but you
list.
shouldn't be surprised because that's his show. That's his
That's what I'm
brand.
saying.
Like
So-
Underground Hip Hop Blog is more of a blanket, universal type of
Right,
platform.
for
you know
sure.
what I'm saying?
100%.
What I would say to the Hot Right Now.
So they control who they like or don't like, fool. They could have put a name
So you're
on it.
admitting the Icon has some sort of control in the I would say because
That's
he
what
doesn't have any control in the whole spectrum of general hip hop, but in the Chicano rap in the younger generation, I think he does have
The word is
key
a
key to that
gatekeeper.
gate. You feel me? I don't know, Hazard. You know,
To that.
because like personally as a hip hop journalist, I've known Icon for years. We got his first ever interview.
I love.
We've
I
covered
talked
his
about
first
that.
music ever. You know, obviously we all know of him back in the day. Campaign. He used to rap. He shot some of the best music videos out there.
He should have been on that.
You know what I'm saying?
So look, this is the way I look at it with that. I had a conversation with Icon before he made the list, and we were going over categories and how to score like a rapper.
Okay,
And
so
you weren't
involved in
like,
that
yo,
list?
I want to be on
So-
that list. Fuck, though, right?
No, it didn't matter because to me, it's like, and I'm not sure. I'm not even bullshitting. I was just streaming with him the other day, and I didn't even ask him.
You're a very humble guy, bro. I'm gonna say that.
But my thing is, bro. Like my thing was, we didn't even have a conversation about it. So I can't tell you for sure. But the way I looked at it was like, well, I'm streaming with the guy, so it's kind of a conflict of interest. And if I need, right, like the dude that I'm doing the streaming stuff with, if I feel like I need his approval for how dope of a rapper I am, then I'm lost. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm like I said, I'm way too focused recording what I'm recording, doing all that, which is what I really came here to talk about actually. But I appreciate you, Prodak. You always be rocking for me. You comment my name on like anytime I see Prodak mentioned you, it's me like name a underrated rapper, name an artist that deserves more shine, name an artist that's people sleeping
It's
on.
always I have a
This
list
fucking
of guys.
This fucking guy always tags me, and I really
Facts.
appreciate that, doggy. Thank you. I'm very, very grateful for how tough you rock with me. But like me personally, the way I look at it too is, if we want what we feel like is good music to be shined on more, we got to shine a light on it, right? However we can. So like, thank y'all for having me. But that's like, I really came here because I'm excited as fuck because I got a new batch of music I've been working on.
Yeah.
That we're about to drop off, and like that got me hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my thing when we were talking, going back and forth about us doing this. Like I was like, oh fuck, I can talk about the project now.
Hell
Because
yeah.
I haven't really put it out there like that. So
And it's big because
No music on the way.
Another thing too, projects like your projects. You've been working on. You have an actual like a album, a mixtape, or is this stuff that you just because we heard of the Freestyle Fridays, but what about some music, like
Right.
some actual?
So I got a slate of stuff. Right now I got a project. It's gonna be called High Socks and Lo-Fi. And it's
High Socks and Lo-Fi.
Yeah.
That sounds hard, fool.
it's gonna be produced entirely by Zapata the Ghost.
That sounds like some Cholo Lo-Fi music right there.
You know what
Fool.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
talking about? Like some Cholo.
So it's
boom
more.
bap.
It's. I was gonna say it's definitely more traditional boom bap as opposed to like lo-fi because I like my shit to snap a little more.
So you saying you're working
But-
with Zapata?
Zapata did all the beats.
What?
Shouts out
Brownsville.
Z the Ghost, man.
Yeah.
So Zapata did all the beats for this, and it's basically kind of me just kind of just giving my thoughts on a lot of kind of what we're talking about in terms of where the game is at today, where the streets are at. I just find certain things interesting. A recurring theme for me is the necessity to film everything, put everything on the internet.
Bro, it's
But then I was thinking about this the other day, and this I was recording the song, and I thought about it, and it was like, I know for a fact I've seen at least 5-6 dozen Polaroid pictures of like older homeboys holding a fucking shotgun with the hood and their placazo and the year that the picture was taken hit up on the bottom strip of the Polaroid, right?
Fire.
We're talking about from the 70s and from the 80s and from the, right? This is before the internet. So like, I think that like my kind of opinion on the current state of stuff in the street is like, they're doing the same thing that we would have done in the past. It's just that they happen to have a broadcast device in their pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're young and they don't have the best judgment. And as us being older people with a little bit of life experience, we're like, why would you film that? But it's like at the same time, you at that age, what would you have done? You can't say because you didn't have one, right? So it's like, I was
So
kinda
just they're
examining shit like that. Just kind of it's like the way I look at it.
So they're
is-
basically self snitching.
I mean, sometimes a lot of these fools really, but my thing is, like I said, I've seen old Polaroids of like homeboys with shotguns. You know what I'm saying? With big old long guns and shit, and that was the technology of their day. It was a Polaroid.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That was like their post, fool. Their story post.
That was
Like
the-
they take a Polaroid
You know what I'm
and sign
saying?
it and shit.
That's what they would do, right? So that's what they would do at that time. So it just now you do it with your phone and it can go to the entire world
Facts.
at once, right? But I mean, like it's me examining shit like that. It's just I say like it's like grown up, intelligent gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? With respects to, I'm still informed of what I come from, but I just have like a more mature perspective of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's not like I could never. I guess you could say like I could never turn my back on what made me.
Right.
I'm gonna always. I would hope to be like a positive representation of what you could make, of yourself. Even if you do make mistakes, even if you are incarcerated, even if you were in the streets, whatever the case is, if you really do want to make something of yourself, I want to be that example of like not quitting on yourself, right? So yeah, man, this project is a lot of that.
So when is the project dropping, and how many tracks are on it?
So it's 9 joints, and I think there may be like a little introduction or interlude or something. So
And what's the title to the project?
High Socks and Lo-Fi, produced entirely by Zapato the Ghost.
Oh
and
my God.
I just got this locked in. We're going to do drops tomorrow for it. We have Julio G, original 1580 mixmaster Julio G. He's gonna be doing the entire project, hosting it. It'll be a West Side Radio joint. So I'm really excited about that.
That's
The
big.
kid
bro.
in me is excited about that.
That is big for the culture. That's big for today.
I'm
You know what I'm
excited.
saying?
I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Julio G, man. That's a dude that I grew up listening to, and for him to rock with what I do now is kind of a full circle moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm always very humbled when people that I grew up on rock with me. When a rock of Dilated tells me like, yeah, I fuck with your shit.
Fool,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
fool, that fool.
When ODM from Lighter Shit, right?
Yeah.
Like ODM's like, yeah, I rock with you, bro. Like I
Yeah,
like your
another
shit.
one.
When
Big guys.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, when Mellow Man first heard me rap, like pulled me to the side, like you a problem, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, you a bad boy. So just having some of the older, like, older cats that I grew up listening to, that I remember like turning the radio up for, to have them rock with what I do, for me, like that's it right there. That's my measuring stick. Like, do the OGs in this shit appreciate what I do? When I rest in peace, but when I have a 15-minute conversation with Chino XL, right, over at 2 years ago at the Nightmare, right, sitting there just chopping it up with him, being able to have a real cool conversation with that man, sitting with the Mexicans and having Sinful and I-Man be like, yo, Haz, you got it. When I was like 12 or 13 with the Wake Up Show mixtape VHS cassette, and sitting there watching the Wake Up Show freestyle anthem or whatever it was, right? And like watching those dudes, and then now chopping it up with them, I-Man asking me for a verse. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit right there is what keeps me going. Like those are the things that, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I guess technically, quote unquote, don't matter, but for me are big. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could.
And these are names that are highly prolific in the underground game.
Yeah, and like my thing is, I could not have my name on any kind of list or whatever, but when I have conversations with the OGs and they fuck with what I do, getting a rap for DJ Quick, and Quick being like, yo, Haz, you cold-blooded motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Having Corrupt telling me the shit, like, hey, bro, you killing shit, you know what I'm saying? You fucking shit up. His bro Roscoe, like, rocking with what I do. It's just like, that's the type of stuff for me that's where I kind of like hang my hat on. You know what I'm saying? When rappers that I respect, you know what I'm saying, rock with like a Tash of the Licks or whatever the case is, you know, these dudes, when they rock with what I do, like,
That's bigger than the list, bro.
thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank
That's
you.
bigger
you know?
than the
So-
list, bro.
So it's like,
You know what I'm talking about?
So it's like, yeah, but again, like I said, shouts out to Icon because, like I said, I had a whole conversation with the gentleman before the list came out. Like I knew he was doing a list before he talked about.
So
you know
that
what I'm
was
saying?
your list, huh?
Not my list.
That was your list, huh?
Not my list. No,
Okay.
I had no voting on it. And then the other thing I would say too is there was one thing that you can't deny. He had like a numbers section, and the numbers he went off of Spotify listeners and their most recent YouTube video. That's a fair. Whether people feel like Spotify numbers are important or not, that's a fair barometer. If all those
Yeah.
artists have a Spotify, he's
right.
able to measure that against them. Like, that's fair. So a lot of people were like, "Well, that's his opinion." I was like, "Well, except for the numbers part. I mean, the numbers are numbers. You know what I'm saying?" And he said, like, if you go by the people's numbers score, like that'll tell you who had the most Spotify listeners versus whatever.
And that's big.
I'm fucking curious about this list. I don't even know what list you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna follow up. I'm gonna check it out.
I think it was fine, and also it literally says Icons hot right now list. So you're right, it is his opinion. But he put his name on it. You understand what I'm saying? Like he put his name on the list. So it's like, well, yeah, that's how he feels. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there were some people that were, you know, upset or whatever. And to me, anybody that got upset with his list, I'm like, that's dope.
That means he's doing something good. Yeah, he's doing something right.
He's very influential,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Very
the
influential.
fact that his opinion is respected to the extent that it is, I'm like, because I've known Icon for like 11, 12 years, bro. And so I was like, one of his homeboys was my celly. So like me and Icon, we rap different, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like me and him are genuinely cool. And the one thing I can say about the dude, you know, some people don't like, they say he's arrogant or whatever the case is. And what I say is like,
What? Are you fucking serious?
I've known this fool
Who?
for,
Like, no, I'm in the same
I've known this fool for
world
11,
with
12
you,
years.
Hazard. Like, he's arrogant.
He's
The
been
fuck?
this. If he is quote unquote,
Yeah, have you guys
arrogant,
ever? If you
he's
guys knew him
been
10
the same-
years ago,
he's been the same way. He's never switched up. So it's like the one thing that I've always respected about him is that he's always 113% himself. So I gotta give him that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as far as like you know, any kind of list or ranking or whatever, bro. Look, man, I know what I'm capable of with this music shit. I feel very good about my spot in it. I feel that, you know, it's very deep waters if you try to come swim with this creature right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just different, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I don't wish no ill will on nobody, nothing like that. But like on some bar for bar shit, it's deep waters over here. You know, it just is what it is, you know. And so I think that like supreme confidence in what I have, you know, going on, and that supreme confidence in what I do in my skill level and whatnot, bro, I'm cool, dog. Like I ain't worried about nobody else, dog. I'm too focused making the music that I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So like we're dropping High Socks and Lo-Fi, and then we're gonna drop. Finally, we're gonna drop Hold the Sticks with me and my boy VHS.
We've been waiting on that project for VHS.
We're gonna drop Hold the Sticks with VHS. And then I've got like a little trio of records that I'm hoping to kind of put out. Trio of projects, I should say, that I'm hoping to kind of put out that'll put me past like next summer. Like that's where I'm at right now mentally. I'm thinking about what's gonna happen after next summer. That's kind of where I'm at with my planning of
and there's no, you don't
drops.
see no like no stopping with the Freestyle Fridays as far as now. You still rocking with those
I mean,
shit?
we're going to. I'm definitely going to 300. We got like 11 weeks left for that. We'll get to 300. At this point, it's been so long that I'm kind of like on a point to point. We'll see if I'm able to get to like 300 and then maybe like go on the road. We might wrap it right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet. I don't have any tour plan, nothing like that. But if I'm able to kind of go hop on a tour and get on the road, that might be the end of the series. Or if we stretch it out to 312, I think would be 6 years. I might push it to like 313 or something. Maybe 320.
At what point does Mickey's, the beer company, holla at you, fool, and be like, "Hey, man, you got like 400 freestyles."
I wish these fools would hit me, man.
Come on, Mickey's, man.
It's crazy because I know them alcohol companies got marketing budgets, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Mickey's is owned by Miller.
There you go, Miller.
So check
Tap
this out.
in, Miller.
Anybody
You know what I'm
knows anybody that drives a truck from Miller or anything like that, man. Tell them to hit me, bro. I'm saying.
Yo, I'm looking forward to this project that you had with Zapata the Ghost, bro. He was just recently here. We did an interview with him. He did a mic session.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited to give it to y'all, man. High Socks and Lo-Fi. I just feel like it's I'm calling it like a cholo avant-garde art piece. You know what I'm saying?
There it is, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Be on the
want
lookout.
people to understand.
Be on the lookout for the blog post. We actually,
Mozart Cholo.
chances are we're gonna review the whole fucking project. So
I was gonna say,
hope
I'll
you don't
get it
mind.
to
We're
you.
gonna have an unbiased review with the rating score, all that shit. We're gonna send it off to Legends.
What are you doing on Monday?
I have no idea. I'm just grinding as usual.
I might have a little listening session.
Oh, dope.
If you want to,
Dope. Thank you for the invite.
I'll talk to you after. I'll give you
Absolutely.
details if you guys want to come back.
Fire, hell yeah.
But you know that's what we prioritize, man. We are a blog, BLOG. It's a forum, guys. It's a .com. Undergroundhiphopblog.com. We like to promote fresh new hip hop from all across the nation, if not all around the world. We're the number one link globally when you type in underground hip hop, that keyword on any fucking platform. Instagram, Facebook, Google, you name it. And it's such an honor for you to be here, dog, because we're here to promote projects.
Yeah.
This is dope. And I'm looking forward to the new one.
Yeah.
Zapata the Ghost is definitely one of the most talented producers I've ever heard. And MC. You know what I'm saying? Like from way back too.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. I was doing shouts out my boy Dodger Blue. So I was with my boy Dodger. We were recording an episode of the Gaslight Boys, like you were talking about. I got the podcast, the Gaslight Boys podcast, and we were doing an episode, and Zapata was there. It's like a little studio complex, the ragging spot in Montebello. So I was over there, and Zapata was in a room just playing beats. I think he had his MPC or his laptop or whatever. He's playing a bunch of beats. And I'm like, man, this was going crazy. So I'm walking in, peeking my head and like, hey, what's that called? Hey, let me get that beat. What's that called? I'm like putting in my notes, right? Then here comes Dodger. He's like, what's up, fool? You want to do a whole project on Zapata's beats? Take whatever beats you want from him and then record them here. You know, so I've been working over there out of the wrecking spot in Montebello. Shouts out my boy Dodger Blue. Shouts out Saif, everybody over there at the wrecking spot. And then Zapata for coming through with these joints, man. I'm excited because, I was talking to the homie about it. Actually, I was talking to Icon about it. And then he was kind of like, he was curious. He's like, oh, what are you doing? How's that going to work? Like, what's your plan for it? And then I showed him one of the records. And that fool went crazy. He's like, yo, send that to me. So I was like, okay, cool. I feel really good about this body of work. I'm excited to share it. Like I said, High Socks and Lo-Fi. I just want to show people that, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? You can do the very like brash in your face, throw every gang sign at the camera and wild out. And you can do that, and there's a place for it, and there's a time for it, and everything. My thing is like, I don't think that Mexicanos, Chicanos, Latinos, whatever the case is, any term you want to use, I don't think that we're like a monolith, right? Like
Absolutely not.
You seen one fool, you seen them all. You heard one fool, you heard them all. I don't think that's the case at all, because you can have somebody like, to use some extreme examples, you can have a lefty, you can have a peso, you can have somebody like XP, the marksman.
Fire.
You can have somebody like G-Rabs and maybe I'm trying to think somebody from his generation, Shadow, right? And then you could have what's the lean like a cholo fool?
Kilo.
You can have that. And so and then you could have like a Psycho Realm.
Oh, Jeezy.
You could have an OGZ, and then you could have the Mexicans, right? You could have just the fact that I just named all these artists and their stuff's sonically so different.
The
right?
spectrum of all these fucking artists you just put up there and shit.
So I feel like I just I do something that's just a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just here to just make my contribution to the culture. Hopefully people rock with it.
Facts.
That's all it is.
I personally don't think you're a Chicano rapper at all. You're just
I would
a
agree.
dope rapper.
I would agree. I would thank you very much, and I would agree with that. I never liked that term.
Oh,
I never liked it.
Man.
No, I know you.
Cool.
Look,
Chicano,
I know. Okay, here's why I don't. Here's why I don't like it. Who came up with it?
The Mexicans.
Who though? Who can you credit with coining that term? Because I've asked, and nobody really wants to take credit.
It was the Mexicans to separate us from them. Like the real Mexicans, we were the Chicanos way.
Not the word Chicano. I'm a proud Chicano. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Chicano rap. Who put the word Chicano rap together?
Well, who? Amoeba? Fucking Tower Records when you walked into the store and you
Amoeba?
Amoeba when you walked into the category of the CDs and it said Chicano rap.
Yeah, I remember going
They
into Amoeba.
invented that shit. You know what I mean?
Was it them?
And I remember Tower Records, they had their little section of Chicano rap. It was kind of commercialized that term, right?
And they had Little Rob and they had all the Hispanic shit.
And I always hated it. I never liked that term. I always thought that it was limiting because there's not a black rap section.
Yeah.
It was our version of gangster rap.
Even a white rap section.
Right.
Because even the white rappers, they would usually store them regionally. Right? So like if it was a white rapper from like New York.
I feel the evolution of Chicano rap is here today. And that's what you're listening to with the Latinos and the Hispanics.
I mean,
they don't want to coin the term Chicano rap because it's old school, it's fashion. I understand, I get it. They are Chicanos rapping.
that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
I mean, but that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I'm a Chicano and I rap,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say that I'm a Chicano rapper.
Right? But today's Chicano rap sounds like this, bro. That's what today's
But,
Chicano rap is,
I
bro.
mean, my thing is this, like, and you gotta understand, this is something that I've been proud of the term Chicano since I was like 10, 11 years old. Like my pops was in like the Mecha group at Garfield High in the 70s.
Yeah,
you
come
understand
on,
what I'm
man.
saying? So like I was raised with that shit. My thing is like it's not.
It evolves,
It's not.
bro. It
No.
evolves.
The actual the idea of like the Chicano culture is something that I hold dear to my heart and it's something that I love. Don't get me wrong, but the idea of quote unquote Chicano rap, I think, is just the most, like I said, it's the most limiting genre of music because instantly it's affiliated with like an ethnicity, with a racial identity, right? No other group. I mean, you could say that like, oh, you know, like kind of quote unquote countries for white people, right? You could say that, right? But no other genre of music does that. Like separates itself based on that.
And from my experience, meeting fans and talking to a lot of hip hop heads, a lot of people consider Chicano rap cholo rap.
Yeah, and I think
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, and I think also, but I also think that the other reason why that it wasn't, and you got to be.
Bro,
Relatively
high
speaking,
socks and low-fi
Yeah,
sounds
exactly.
like fucking cholo rap to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. It evolved, bro.
But I mean like my pen game and where it's at, bro. I just like it's like I make rap music, bro. Period.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I make rap music and I try to do it to the best of my ability. I think that I'm definitely gonna push for my people. I'm definitely gonna push for my interpretation of what the streets are. I'm gonna push for that to be at least respected by the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? That's it. At least acknowledged and respected, right? But I think that the best way to do that is to just make the best product possible. I'm not concerned with what somebody want to call it or how you want to classify it necessarily. I just never identified with the Chicano rap stuff. I wasn't listening. I really wasn't listening to any of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? I did specifically like the group, the Mexicans. I did listen to them, but that's because I was watching the Wake Up Show. Like that's how I found out about them. You know what I'm saying? I was on that type of shit. Right, I'm watching the Wake Up Show, and I like some of the down south rappers. Probably be sacrilegious for Mondo right here, but like I was listening to early. I was listening to early Cash Money and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Juvenile was like one of my
Juvenile
favorite
was
rappers.
super dope.
Juvenile was one of my favorite rappers, right? So it's like I think
When they took Snoop over there,
that's what I was loving to listen to.
yeah, they took the culture over there when they took Snoop over there, fool.
Oh, with No
With
Limit.
the No Limit.
Yeah.
Just best believe Hazerd is a force to be reckoned with, dude.
Yes.
Man, I appreciate
Especially out here, not just in LA, just on a national, global level, and as a competitor in the social media fucking landscape, where it's so oversaturated and it's just so it's a poison to our society, bro. But we all have to do what we got to do to push content.
It's a tool. If you can,
It is a tool.
You know, if you can use it as such, I make sure that I don't take nothing too serious, bro. Like if somebody hops on there and says like this shit whack, thumbs up, bro.
They have every
Sounds
right to say that on
You know what I'm
this
saying?
on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever the fuck the platform is on.
Excuse me. Now I know.
Keyboard warriors and shit.
I was gonna say now I know that the human instinct, no matter how many positive things you get, no matter how many reinforcing statements you get, you're gonna pay attention to the fucking shitty ones, right? Like that's just what you're gonna do, right? But with that said, you know, I think I'm grateful for social media and the part that has, you know, been able to play in me expanding my reach for sure. But it's a tool, man, and ultimately, like most of those people behind that screen, I'm never gonna meet, right?
Yep.
And then you know, half the time, you know, people will say the most wild shit from a private account with no profile picture.
Oh man,
You know what I'm saying? They'll come out with some crazy, bro. I've seen some
with a
crazy
John Doe name.
and with a whole story, bro, with a whole conspiracy theory for you in their comment.
Man,
you know,
that's crazy.
it's just like, bro,
Man,
you know what I mean? Like, you know, so I just don't take any of that shit too serious. I accept it for what it is, which is a great tool to market and promote myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for the people that I've been able to connect with on there. I'll leave it at that.
bro, you're killing it. Continue to kill it. We got a few shows rolling out in early 2025. I'm definitely going to hit you up. We definitely need to cover your new project once it's released. We're going to do the review.
Appreciate it.
That's what we do best. You know what I'm saying? Visit undergroundhiphopblog.com. If you guys are watching this right now, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. Subscribe to our newsletter on the website. That's where you can win free tickets to concerts, free t-shirts, hats, sweaters, beanies, and check out our latest album reviews, interviews, new singles, new music, mic sessions, you name it. Everything's on undergroundhiphopblog.com. Thank you, Hazerd, for pulling up. It's such an honor, bro, just to even know you, bro. Just as a homie, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very difficult to get heard, bro. If you know what I mean. Especially me knowing who you are. You know, you've been in the circuit. You've been in the underground grind, bro. There's so many cats that were doing it and they're not even doing it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that it's wild because I'll see these like interviews with like Nipsey and Jay, and they all say the same shit. It's like, I just didn't quit. That's literally it. I just kept going. Like,
But there's still a lot of work to be done.
a gang of work to be done. But like when people ask me, like, damn, bro, how'd you get to this point? It's like I just kept rapping. I just kept showing up.
Yeah.
You know, like that's half the battle right there.
And there's nothing to glorify. It's like, yo, the attention is great, but like, it's real now, right?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, like, you know, when we do our merch bundles tend to sell out. And then beyond that, it's just like being able to make some connections with fans. They really like they hang on to everything I do, and when I get to like meet those people in public, it's cool. because I'm a real laid back, like regular ass fool when it comes to shit like that. I'm pretty easygoing. I tell people like, look, if you see me in public, just come up and say what's up.
Yep.
This because I get this shit like they'll just kind of be staring like, and it's like, bro. I mean, it was a long time ago, but I'm a convict, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a convict. I'm an ex-parolee, the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 2-striker. So like I see fools staring at me. I'm like, what's cracking? Like, what are we doing? What, you know what I'm saying? What's this fool looking at?
Right.
And it has nothing to do with like ego or anything. It's just like in the interest of self-preservation, right? But you know, I being out, I tell people like, yeah, man, you see me, just come say what's up. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, shout out my boy Kiki Smooth. I just seen him this morning. I was at breakfast with Pops.
Fire.
And we were at the spot. Yeah.
Compton.
Shouts out Kiki
in the
Smooth from
house.
Compton.
Yes, sir.
Yo, thank you for pulling up.
Breakfast spot. She was dope.
Make sure you guys tap in
Yeah.
Thank you
on
for
Sundays
pushing
now,
the
right?
limits, baby.
Prodak, on Sundays now. We're
we're
gonna
on
start doing
Sundays, man. We
12
moved into
p.m.
Sunday,
between 12
man.
and 2. We have all kinds of rappers pulling up, right, Prodak? Like,
Yeah, man.
and we'll see you guys in a couple of days, right?
We'll be back next week.
We have a show announcing next week. By next week, we'll have the show link for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Hazerd co-headlining Nightmare Before Christmas.
Damn. Yo, actually, you know what? You did host last year's.
I did host last year.
That shit was a dope show, right?
I was very proud of myself. I felt like I hosted the shit out that show. I was very proud of myself. I had my fucking Santa hat on. That shit was fun, bro.
You know
that
what?
was a ton of fun.
The time is almost there. The Nightmare Before Christmas is going to be our 6th annual. Shout out to Conejo. We headline them every year.
Yep.
It's a blessing to even host the shows, bro. Like it's a trip.
It's a great time.
You know, great time to go out, support dope shit. Hazerd will probably be there for sure. Prodak's going to be there. He's going to be hosting and performing. We're about to announce the lineup and release the ticket links by next Saturday. Next Sunday.
That's dope.
That's dope, bro.
I rock with that.
Any last words, Hazerd?
High Socks and Lo-Fi coming soon. Produced by Zapata the Ghost. Hosted by Julio G of the original group of 1580 Mixmasters. West Side Radio. High Socks and Lo-Fi. Hazerd, Zapata.